I used to go out with a homeless girl from Poole, isn't that lovely? The big advantage of her is you could drop her off anywhere. Yeah, the biggest. But I went to a disco. But last time I was in Poole, and I took a girl back home to her. She was nice. And I got in the bed, and there's a picture of a man on the bedside table. Shit. I said, is that your husband? She said, no, that was me 6 months ago. Last night, I was in the pub here last night, and after the show, I went in, and it's a lovely L-shaped bar, and nobody talked to me because they don't understand me. But there was a lovely dark-haired lady up the end of the bar, and she sneezed, and her glass eye flew right across the bar, and I caught the bugger. Well, I was a gentleman. I sneaked quite quietly back. I said, darling, your glass eye, I've just flied right across the bar. She said, I'm so embarrassed. I said, don't worry, just stick it back in. It's only me and you know anything about it. She said, well, you are a gentleman. I said, well, thank you very much. She said, well, can I at least buy you a drink? So she bought me a drink. Then she said, I'd like to buy you a meal. Wasn't that lovely? And she took me out and bought me a meal. Then I give her a portion up against the spar shop. Right? I said, do you do this sort of thing with all the men you meet? No, she said, you caught my eye. Let me tell you about my wife. She's a fat-ass, ugly bastard. In fact, madam, she's worse than you. She's a fat... You know the telephones, the texts. I can do them now. I can text them. And I text her this afternoon. I said, you're 59 years old. You're useless in bed. You fart like a bullock. And I thought I'd text and tell you that at this moment in time, I'm in a hotel bedroom with my 18-year-old secretary. I'm going to have a very steamy afternoon. Don't expect me home too early. Oh, I thought, take that, you smelly old bastard. Well, she just texted me back now. And she said, you're also 59 years old. And I thought I'd text and tell you that I'm also in a hotel bedroom with my 18-year-old toy boy. And as you know, 18 goes into 59, a lot more than 59 goes into 80. That is it. Don't wait up for me, floppy knob. But somebody said to me, they said, Jethro, he said, tell me the truth. Do you look at your wife's face when you're making love? I said, well, I did once, and she looked very, very angry. They said, why was that? I said, because she was up top of a ladder looking in the window. but she would no. She went to the doctor. She said, I want an examination. I haven't had sex with my husband for 8 years. He's Chinese, our doctor. He said, well, strip off. But he stripped her off and put her hand on her hands and knees on the floor. He said, you got the worst case of Zachary Disease I've seen in many years. She said, what is Zachary Disease? He said, it's when your ass and your face are Zachary the same. Let me tell you. Yeah. I've been in this week, I've been to a home for unusual people. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? And all the lovely unusual people. We went in the first bedroom and there's just a head. Nothing else. Just a head. I said, how are you, mate? He said, piss off, you fat bastard. This is why I want to see an arsehole like you. Christ. I said, the doctor, he isn't in a very good mood. He said, I know, he's having all his teeth out today. And in the next bedroom is just an ear, nothing else, just an ear. I said, how are you, mate? The doctor said, you'll have to speak up, he's deaf. But, my daughter said, she's 22, my daughter, she said, Dad, she said, my hands are cold. I said, well, stick them down your knickers. That's what young girls do. When your hands are cold, stick them down your knickers. She said, God, that's good. She said, I didn't know that. I said, oh, yes, you should know that. Well, next night she was out with a boyfriend. By God, he said, my hands are cold. She said, well, I've learned a new trick. Stick him down here. He said, Christ. He said, I'm getting there now. Well, next night he thought he'd take it a bit farther. My God, he said, my nose is cold. You bastards are in front of me now. She said, well, stick it down here. He said, Christ, that's good. He said, I'll take that a bit farther tomorrow night. My word, he said, you won't believe this, but he said, my penis is frozen stiff. She said, well, stick it down here. He said to me next day, she said, Dad, do you know anything about penises? I said, a little bit, why? She said, don't they make some mess when they thaw out? My wife, I was away with the boys on the piss for the weekend. Well, I got back last Sunday night, and she said, I haven't seen you for 3 days. She said, Christ knows what you've been up to. You've been drinking, and Christ knows what you've been doing, you dirty bastard. That's me. She said, how would you like it if you'd never seen me for 3 days? Oh, I said, I'd bloody love it. Well, I never saw the Monday, and I never saw the Tuesday. But by the Wednesday evening, my left eye just opened up enough just to get a bloody glance at her. I had a bad do back in there, and we was out shooting. And John Warwick fired a shotgun and hit me in the cock with his shotgun. But when I went for a piddle, he went everywhere, just like a watering can, it just pit everywhere. When I went to the doctor, I said, I've been shot with a shotgun in the cock. He said, and then when I piddle, it just go everywhere. He said, Christ. He said, let's see you piddle. Well, it just flew everywhere. He said, I'll ring my brother. He said he may be able to help. I said, he is a doctor. No, he said, he's a piccolo player. He'll show you where to put your fingers. In Tesco now, in Tesco's, they got a new machine. What you do is, you walk in and you put in the fiver, and then you put in a sample of your urine, and they'll tell you if you're medically anything wrong with you. It's pretty good, isn't it? Well, I went in and put the fiver in, and a little drop of piss, and they said, you report you've got tennis elbow on your right arm, don't lift anything heavy, and I shouldn't go to work for a fortnight. Christ. I thought, I wonder how good that machine is. I'll mix up a bit of a concoction just to see how good that machine is. Well, I went in yesterday, I took a bit of tap water and put it in the saucepan. Then they got my wife to piss a little drop in, and my daughter. Then I got a bit of dog shit and put in with that. Then I had a wank in it. Then I put in a bit of gravy to give it a bit of colour. And a few hundreds and thousands. And I went in yesterday and I put it in, and the report came up. Do not drink your tap water. It's not fit for human consumption. I suggest you buy your water in bottles from Tesco's. Your wife is pregnant with twins, and they're not yours. See a lawyer. Your daughter is on cocaine, and she should be in rehab. your dog has got distemper and he needs medication, and if you don't stop wanking, your tennis elbow will never clear up. Then it says, thanks for shopping in Tesco's. Every little helps.